Personally, this journey has been very enlightening, but also it's given me time to reflect and step back. Being able to work with the precision fabricators at ANF, being able to work with the physicists in the photonics lab, that just has meant that I can really closely and specifically observe things and look at things. So my project, Perceptual Illusions, is really an inquiry into how we perceive a depth of field in materially generated moving images. The theme of my project, it intertwines optics, media archaeology, digital fabrication, and the human perceptual system to explore this idea of how a lot of what we see in today's world is mediated through some form of optical technology. For example, the screen in our phones. That technology is invisibly mediating our kind of perceptual gaze and how we're engaging with the image. I'm interested in generating a more embodied experience of the image for the viewer and revealing this kind of triangulation between the device, so the apparatus, the image that we see, and the human perceptual system, so making that visible. So the background to my project, it kind of merges two pathways in my practice that I've been looking at for quite a while. So the first one relates to really engaging with this idea of optical mechanics. So say if you were to get a film strip and run it through an optical system in front of our eye, if you just ran it straight through, you get a blurred image. So you always have to momentarily freeze the image frame. And so this artist engineer, Charles-Émile Renaud, he designed an optical polygon mirror, and that's been the key focus of the project that I've been working on. So I've been using my background as a glassmaker to kind of understand how light passes through an object to create an image with depth of field, and also exploring different focal planes. Those two things, I've kind of brought them together to see if I can create a moving image exploring depth of field. So I'm really interested in experimentation and just that testing, that iterative kind of, looking and allowing the work to feed back to me. And this project has been amazing because it's given me the opportunity, particularly to make the components, to bring them into the photonics lab, and actually to spend time just looking at these images I'm making, what's working, what's not, to do little tweaks. The outcome is the revelation of the process, so that experimentation and the kind of making visible of that experimentation is what the project's all about. It does make me feel vulnerable that I'm exposing, almost because it's a personal journey as well as an artist. So you're revealing that part of your practice that I normally wouldn't reveal. What's become really apparent in this process, in this project, is the importance of the human perceptual system. And how I'm finding that out in the lab and what I'm testing is that working with this idea of abstract images, where there seems to be a threshold for the human brain to put things together to make sense of them. So if I make a form that's too abstract, the illusion doesn't work. Because I'm used to kind of working with glass, and now this is with the 3D printing, I'm working more with resin, and the actual material composite form of that resin is vital to how the light passes through the object to create that illusion. But I use optics as a painter would use paint, kind of a form of expression or a way of kind of being curious about the world. Because I'm doing that within a scientific laboratory, there's been all this feedback from the scientific point of view regarding my creative process. So there's this lovely kind of interrelationship between the creative and the scientific. My main collaborative partner for this project has been ANF, which is the Australian National Fabrication Facility. I've been working with Mark Sherrill and Siddharka Saja, so they've been precision fabricating the optical polygon. Also, I've been working with Bob Sherrill, so Bob is a fabricator here at UniSA STEM, and he's made all the general components for the artwork. And then also, I've been working in the photonics lab here at UniSA, Dale Otten and Professor David Lancaster, and they've been really kind of supportive and curious about the project. I'll be on the bench testing the images, looking and spending time, and they will come in with this scientific, very mathematical point of view, but it's given me so much insight into my thoughts and my perception and where I might take the work. Because this has been a year-long project, it's been so fantastic working with collaborators and having those conversations, because those conversations are changing. So this cross-disciplinary practice has really, I guess, in a way transformed my practice. So instead of being located specifically in my glass studio, it's almost like I have a nomadic studio and I go from lab to lab. But to do that, it means traversing these traditional boundaries of art and craft and moving, kind of continuously moving across optics and engineering. And that's now actually physically become my practice.